So many people, when they want to create a table or pivot table or make a mass change, what they do is they take the mouse, they select the top of the data, and they drag all the way down the bottom and select the end of the data. Or maybe they only want to take 4 or 5 rows and use that. If you're one of those people, that's okay. But you're not going to be one of those people after we go through this lesson. So what we're going to talk about is, highlighting entire blocks of cells, moving to the end of a data set and highlighting there, or moving back and highlighting to the beginning if we're at the end of the set. So look at all of these shortcuts here. We can move to the beginning, we can highlight to the beginning, move to the end, highlight to the end, take an entire block of cells and highlight all the cells. So this is going to be really helpful. So hope you're taking notes. Okay, so welcome to the tutorial on advanced selection or mass selection. It's really a course about selecting a bunch of rows or columns as quickly as possible. So these are what we're going to review, and I say let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about, a little bit of a review, is how to highlight an entire section. So if you remember from earlier, we can press Ctrl Shift right, and then we press the down button, but you could also have pressed Ctrl Shift down and then right. So your Control is your move to the end. Whether it's right or down, it tells you to move to the end, and the Shift tells you to highlight. So that's the difference between Control and Shift, and it carries through a lot of Excel. So we just saw how to move to the end of a row, but if you wanted to get the entire row, you would press Shift and the space bar, and then the entire column was Control and the space bar. And we did that earlier when we were deleting rows, but it's good to review it right now. So there's also a way to get a whole entire selection, all the rows and columns in a table, and that's by pressing Control and A. And that is a really useful one if you're going to use like a pivot table or any kind of table really. Control A. And then if you press Control A again, you would get everything in the worksheet. So let's go back to, let's just go to the top of the data. If you press Control A there, basically most places if you press Control A, it'll get you the entire data unless it's in a separate table. But here's another really cool one. If you want to go to the end, Control and then the end button, Control and the end button, and you move to the end of your data. So if you don't know where your last cell of data is, that's a good way to do it. And not only that, you can press Control Shift End, and you can highlight all the way to the end of your data. And Control Shift Home, let's try that and go all the way to the beginning. Actually, all I needed to do is press Control Home right there. But let's try Control Shift Home and highlight it all the way back up, see how that works. Control Shift Home. Yeah, so if we're at the end of our data, we can also go highlight all the way back to get everything by pressing Control Shift Home. So that's how you highlight lots of cells in Excel.